Meb Keflezighi. He won the New York City Marathon. And the reason why this is such a big story is because he is an American who won the marathon, and we haven't had an American win the marathon since 1982.
That's right.
Okay, so it's a big deal. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I was feeling rather patriotic today, except for the fact that I don't care about the marathon at all. But nonetheless, you know, rah-rah USA, I'm in.
Right. Well, CNBC's Darren Rovell decided he wanted to be a Debbie Downer, and he said something on CNBC that is super controversial. So I'm going to read you his exact quote. He said, Meb Keflezighi, who won yesterday in New York, is technically American by virtue of him becoming a citizen in 1998. But the fact that he's not American-born takes away from the magnitude of the achievement the headline implies. What a douchebag.
Oh, no, you didn't. You know who's not American-born? Yours truly. You know who's the most American guy in the whole country? You're looking at it.
In the whole country.
In the whole country.
Ever.
Number
in the
one.
History of the United
They
States.
did a poll. They did a survey. They did a ranking. A lot of you came in second, third, eighth. You know, I hear you. You know, you gave it a shot. As it turns out, I came number one. Look, you caught me. I bleed red, white, and blue. I love this country. Okay? Just because you weren't born in the country doesn't mean a damn thing. Now, look, let's be fair to the guy, though. Okay? I get what he's saying if the runner had come into the country from, you know, a couple of years ago, and he did it for technical reasons, or he did it because he didn't make the Kenyan Olympic team and he wanted to make the U.S. Olympic team, and that happens all the time, and it happens with different countries. Some people go to Germany, some people, et cetera, right? So I get that reasoning, except that isn't the case at all here.
No, it isn't. In fact, he became a citizen in 1998, and he was obviously here well before that. So it's ridiculous. And who cares whether or not he was born in the U.S.? I mean, define American. What does it mean to be an American? I mean, are we in South Korea right now? Do you have to be full-blooded? You know, do you have to be a native of the United States to be considered an American?
Right. That South Korea, of course, refers to a story we did yesterday where they want you to be full-blooded, old-school culture. Now, the thing is, I would argue that people who become American citizens later in life, you could say that they're more American. Now, look, I'm not trying to, I'm kidding aside, we're all Americans, of course, right? But why do I say that? Because we chose to be an American. It wasn't an accident of birth. You know, we could have gone to any country, we could have stayed in what our respective home countries were. But we said, no, we love America, we believe in America, we believe in the hope and the opportunity, etc. And so we're going to choose America to make our home, which I think is really powerful. This runner says the same exact thing, right? And he says, you know, when he was crossing the finish line, he pointed to the letters USA on his jersey, and he said the country has given him great opportunity, and that he, you know, absolutely loves the country. I mean, he couldn't be any more patriotic, and he couldn't be any more American. And by the way, yes, he's had all of his training here in the U.S. It's not like he was a recent transplant. No, he grew up here and got trained here as a marathon runner, et cetera, et cetera. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. And then the backpedal from the CNBC guy was comical.
Right.